Part 5. We're going to look at this verb devoir. And this is a pretty complicated verb to understand because it changes meaning with the tense. Now let's just look at the conjugations. Je dois, tu dois, il doit. So sometimes it means owes. This would be I owe, you owe, he owes. Nous devons, vous devez, ils doivent. We owe, you owe, il doit. They owe. Now, note a couple things. The past participle is do, and we put a circumflex on it so we don't get it confused with do, which is a contraction of de plus le. Because this is so common, we want to make it look different. And then the present participle, devant, is different than devant, meaning in front of. So we can have, when you see devant, can either be a present participle or it can be a preposition, and you need to figure out which one it is. Now, the first meaning is devoir plus a noun, not followed by a verb, and that means to owe. Il me doit 5 euros. He owes to me 5 euros, or he owes me 5 euros. So owing is can be a debt, either literal with money, or it can be symbolic, something that you owe somebody because they did something for you. So that's devoir plus a noun, but there's also devoir followed by the infinitive. And this is ought or must or things that indicate that something should happen. Now the present tense, that is the most strong way of using devoir, and it's usually translated must. Je dois étudier beaucoup pour réussir l'examen. I must study a lot in order to pass the exam, to be successful on the examination. So we could translate je dois étudier as I must study. Sometimes we'll see it in the conditional, and that should be translated as should or ought to. So that's not quite as strong as must. So that's a medium translation. Je devrais étudier. Ce serait sympa de réussir l'examen. I should study. The idea that there's some condition that makes it necessary for me to do that. I should study. Je devrais étudier. It would be nice to pass the exam. So that would be the conditional, not quite as strong as the present tense. And then you've got the past tenses. And that can be the imperfect, the passé composé, the passé simple. And this is the least strong. And this tends to communicate a conjecture, like something you're guessing must or must have, or perhaps an obligation he had to do it. Il avait un rendez-vous chez le dentiste. Il a dû partir. So he had an appointment chez le dentiste, at the dentist. So we can translate this. He had a dentist appointment. Il a dû partir. Well, he must have left. We're trying to figure out why did he leave? Il a dû partir because he had this dental office. He must have left. Le papier a dû être rendu hier. The paper a dû had to be turned in yesterday, or should have been turned in yesterday. So this is the past tense, so it's indicating a conjecture or something that should have happened. So here are some exercises. Write down your translations and check them on the next video.